Hi everybody. We are so excited to welcome you here tonight to the Cape Fear Literacy Council's 35th anniversary birthday party. My name is Kelly Sechrist and I'm the board president here at the Literacy Council. We could not do the things we do without you, the community, and we are so grateful for that. Our mission is to provide personalized adult education in order to help people transform their lives and transform our community into a better place. We can't wait to share all the things we're doing to make that mission possible. Next up is Yasmin Tompkinson, our executive director, who will let you know a little more about how we do the things we do to reach our mission.
I'm Yasmin Tompkinson, the executive director of the Cape Fear Literacy Council. Each year, we help about 500 adults improve their skills through our programs for adult literacy, English as a second language, or ESL, and most recently, digital literacy through Computers on Wheels. For all of our programs, we offer free one-on-one tutoring and small classes to help adults improve their reading and writing, English communication, math, computer and employability skills, and test-taking prep for U.S. citizenship, the GED, community college entrance exams, and more. Last year, we served 574 learners who ranged in age from 16 to 89. They represented 44 countries and 21 different languages. Their education skills varied from non-readers or no English language skill to those who just needed to brush up in certain areas in order to enter community college or to get a better job. 89% of our literacy and ESL students came to us testing below a 9th grade level, and 96% were low income. To be able to help this many adult learners, the Literacy Council truly depends on volunteers. We provide excellent training so volunteers are prepared to teach. We provide skill books at an appropriate level for each learner and other curriculum materials. And we support the students and volunteer teachers throughout the learning process. That's how this place works. I always say that there's nothing bad in this equation. Adults come to us to improve their education, to improve their lives. Volunteers give their time and talent to guide and support our learners. Our wonderful program staff makes it all possible. We are so grateful for our team. To learn more about Cape Fear Literacy Council and to get involved, please visit our website at cfliteracy.org. Thank you.
With the advent of COVID-19, 2020 has brought us many challenges, both personally and professionally. The Literacy Council is no different. Our staff has risen to the challenge.
We've really had to change the way we do things because of the pandemic. All of our classes have gone to an online format on a Zoom platform, and just recently we have opened up our buildings again for one-on-one tutoring with scheduled appointments. Because we've figured out how to teach online, students who used to have barriers to education because of transportation or childcare or work schedules can now attend classes. The challenge is not everyone has access to technology or the skills to use computers effectively. So unfortunately, a lot of folks who need our services aren't able to access them right now. As you already know, we had to cancel our literacy luncheon this year. One of the highlights of that event is our Readers Theater performance. They love to present live to an audience, but because of the pandemic, they couldn't. So we've recorded this special presentation just for you.
We are the students in the Lightbulb Learners class.
We were hard at work on our annual Readers Theater's performance, but the Literacy Luncheon was canceled this year.
So we're saving our script for 2021.
Today we are sharing a little taste of what you will hear next summer.
Come with us across the ocean to the African country of Botswana.
A peaceful country set on the edge of the Kalahari Desert.
In the capital city of Gaborone, under the cover of acacia trees, there stands a little small business known by all as the #1 ladies detective agency.
It's run by Precious Maratswe, a lady of generous proportions and great sensibility who loves her country.
She sees it as her duty to help people solve the mysteries of their lives.
She is someone who has reflected much and find the best way to start the day is with a steamy mug of red bush tea.
Dubala. Hello, I am Ma Romasway, and I am a detective. I am trying to find out about a young American who disappeared 12 years ago from this farm near your village.
Yes, I was at that farm. So was a lot of other people. That was a very long time ago. That American family, would they ever give up? That boy just disappeared. He got lost in the Kalahari and died.
I do not believe you, Dr. Runton. I think you are a man who has lied to a lot of people, including me. You tell me what happened at that farm, and I will not speak to the security about your current bad behavior.
Ma Sway did not like the look of this Dr. Runter. She did not like his smile. However, she had a very strong feeling that the spirit of Michael was still in this place.
In Africa, you would just accept your feelings as fact and move on. But the Americans want to see proof, to find a body. Should Maratsway search for something that may never be found?
Carla, you did not kill Michael, but you hid the truth from everyone, including his family. That was the wrong thing to do, but you can do something about it now.
What can I do? I have lived with guilt and sorrow for a long time. We cannot bring Michael back. Dr. Winter would be furious. I cannot talk. I cannot.
Join us at the literacy luncheon next year and hear the whole reading.
Another wonderful performance from our Readers Theater group that works so hard each year to bring a script to life. Another aspect of our literacy luncheon is our student testimonials. Today you'll meet Hannah. She's an ESL student from South Korea. She has made so much progress with the Literacy Council. She's earned her GED, she's taken computer classes, and she continues to study one-on-one with her tutor through distance learning. Here is a speech that she prepared.
Hello everyone, my name is Hyuna Shin. I want to say thanks to CFLC Literacy Council for giving me a chance to speak. I'm honored to be with you today through this video. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm from South Korea. When I got here, everything was confusing. It's been a big change in my life, not only in the language, but also in the American culture and social system. At that time, I was lucky to hear about CFLC. That was my turning point. As I first visited CFLC, I was feeling very comfortable and the atmosphere was warm and friendly. I've been learning grammar, reading and writing, oral and written communication for become a part of community. With many thanks to these programs, I passed the GED exam and was able to enter college. And I obtained 2 certifications of computer skills through CFLC classes. Thanks to all of my teachers and tutors for supporting me. They are also very professional and passionate about what they do. The teachers find their volunteer work at CFLC very gratifying. I really respect their charity and compassion. So it was easier for me to adjust to America. I hope others will continue to benefit from CFLC with your help. Your help makes it possible for students to gain fluency in English, obtain a high school equivalency diploma, and advance in the workforce with a relevant skill set. When you support CFLC, you provide hope to someone's life, and you are making a difference in the lives of so many people. Once I had occasion to one of my respected teachers, "Why are you volunteering?" she replied, "I want to give back, and I get much more in return." Regardless of how you choose to make a difference, please help us keep the lights on at the CFLC. Thank you for your generosity.
We are so proud of our wonderful students. They are an inspiration to us all. There's another group I want to mention, our staff. They are truly our unsung heroes of the Literacy Council. Their dedication and their commitment make the programs run smoothly every single day.
I like working here because of the people, because of the personal relationships I'm able to make with the students and the volunteers, and the relationships they're able to make with each other. You know, I have students that tell me for the first time since I've moved here, I have friends, or I have connections with people other than just my immediate family members. So I take a lot of pride in being a part of that, in helping to facilitate some of these friendships and, you know, some of the achievements and the growth that I see in the students.
I am very proud of the Literacy Council. For over 35 years now, we've been helping people in our community do things they never thought they could do. We help people my grandfather's age learn to use email so they can communicate with their grandkids. We help gentlemen who never knew how to read to their daughters at night. We help people speak English at work so they can help their customers. I'm very proud.
It is about the feeling of being useful and helpful and knowing that we're making a difference in the lives of so many, not just the person that walks through our doors, but the trickle-down effect of those individuals that they meet on a day-to-day basis.
I think if we were, you know, this big, flashy, shiny place, that maybe that might be off-putting to some people, but it's warm and it's close, and they can come in and have this personal interaction with real people who can immediately show we care about you and we care about your goals, and you will be all right here, and we'll get there.
I had a student who had limited phone minutes, limited financial resources, and his family lived out of state. And every single week his sister wrote him a letter, and he could not read that letter. And so one of the things we worked on was teaching him how to read those letters and write back. And we put him back in touch with his family. And he actually cried about it. It was so amazing to him to be able to have that connection back. It's one of the most moving things I have ever done, and it doesn't seem like a big deal until you watch the difference that makes in someone's life, to be able to do something as simple as write to your sister.
We're always pushing ourselves to grow and change and adapt, even in the fundraising side, to what our students' needs are and what our community's needs are. And that's changed over the 35 years that we've been in existence. Wilmington's changed, certainly in the 35 years that we've been in existence. I came here 30 years ago to go to college, and it was just a small provincial seaside town. And now look where we are. And I'm hoping, and I know, that Cape Fear Literacy Council has been part of the success of our community.
Over the past few weeks, we've been talking with many people who are dedicated to the success of the Literacy Council. Our students, our volunteers, our staff, and our board members truly believe in our mission. These interviews will be used to tell the wonderful story of the Literacy Council. Here are a few clips.
This is what I chose. This is what I wanted to do. And for all those reasons that we've talked about before, to help others, to give back to others, pass it on. You know, I could sit on my English and not teach anyone, but I would die soon. No, I would. I want to do this. This is what I wanted to do. And so I will do anything to help this organization. I will do it. If it's within my power, I will do it.
For me, giving me the motivation to come here was looking for a job and couldn't understand how to do it online. And I knew once if I can get back in school and start furthering my education, that it would happen. And it did, because it's one-on-one, you know. And again, like I said, everybody learn different, so you shouldn't feel ashamed at all. You just need to come. You won't regret it. You won't.
In my work as a tutor, I think the most important thing is that I show up. And I guess I'm proud of my students showing up, even when there are obstacles. So it doesn't have to be they passed that test, or they read a different grade level, or you know, they solved that tough equation, or they figured out that keyboard shortcut. All of those things can happen. But I think the most important thing, and the thing that I'm proudest of, is the commitment that we make to each other to show up, to be here, and to work together.
When I take a computer class and get a GED, and then I think I can do anything if I want. I can get a job, I can enter the college. So the Literacy Council gave me a more confidence and motivation.
In my religious background, there's an expression, I won't try to say it in Hebrew, but it's something like, it's not your part to complete the work of the world, but you are not free to desist from that work. And so I feel like I'm doing that. I'm trying to repair the world in a little way. And I know I won't complete that task ever, but I'm doing what I can to make the repairs which I think are really needed, and probably most people would agree. The world needs repairing in a number of ways.
I hope I'm making a difference. I mean, you never know when you're working directly with people what impact you're going to have. I think any small thing that you do has an opportunity to create positive ripples, and I can only hope that that's what I'm doing. You know, that by interacting with and touching one life, we have the opportunity for them to touch others, and so on. So, yeah, that's part of my philosophy on things.
I love it when they move on, because that means I've done something. I've done something. So having them succeed and moving on to the next step. I would love to have a student that, I've only been here a couple years, so I haven't seen my student become a United States citizen. Now that happens here too. I would love to see that. Love to see that.
What birthday celebration would be complete without a surprise? We have one tonight for everyone who relies on the services of the Literacy Council, thanks to the generosity of Live Oak Bank.
Hi, my name is Marlon Ramos, and I'm an IT support administrator at Live Oak Bank and board member for the Cape Fear Literacy Council. This summer, Live Oak Bank offered to match donations to the Cape Fear Literacy Council of up to $35,000 in honor of their 35th birthday. And we are so proud that you have met the challenge. You did it. We did it. So Live Oak Bank is officially donating $35,000 to the Cape Fear Literacy Council. We are truly grateful that you recognize the impact and value of this great nonprofit. Thank you.
Wow. I hope you are just as inspired as I am by all of the wonderful things happening at the Literacy Council. Our volunteers, our staff, our students, and our board work very hard to make sure that we can deliver these services across the Cape Fear region. I want to say a special thank you to everyone who helped us to fulfill the Live Oak Bank $35,000 challenge. We couldn't do it without you and our community partners. We really want to say a special thank you for helping us to create a sustainable, enduring, amazing organization whose services are so desperately needed in our community. Thank you again.
Welcome everybody to the celebration of the Cape Fear Literacy Council's 35th birthday. We're so glad that you could join us. We have with us today some of our current and former board members, some volunteers, students, staff, and we're just very excited after having watched that video to just share our thoughts and memories together. Kelly Sechrist is our board president. Would you like to say anything, Kelly?
Absolutely. I just want to say welcome and thank you so much for all that you guys have done over the years to contribute to the Literacy Council. It's really kind of puts me in awe to see this group of people gathered, and I guess this is our virtual room. I sure would love to be together in a real room and give every single one of you a big hug, because we could not do the things we do without our community members. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And here's to 35 years, and can you see my drink here? 35 years and 35 more. So thank you so much.
Cheers. Thank you, Kelly. And so tonight we have a few folks that have volunteered to speak, and the first one up is our former director, Ms. Linda Hatton-Litvinenko. I can still barely say it.
You can say it. You got it. You sound it out, bit by bit. You can get there. Well, this is mostly an honor to be joined with
so many new faces that I know have been taking the lead and keeping the Literacy Council going, and so many, I don't want to say old, but former faces that I've known over the years when I was there. I would just like to say 35 is a huge achievement. You know, when I came on board in 2015, we were just doing 20 years. We thought that was a huge deal. And now you guys have added on another 15 years. And I must say, thinking back to all that it's been, it all starts with Billy Granger and all that she did to build this place to such a firm foundation. And just her, this is Billy bringing in students and tutors and staff and donors and people. And by gosh, she would be notorious and relentless on her own. Those are now special words in the bigger world. But I'd just like to say I've never known or worked with such a fine group of people, from the staff that have been there long time and less long time, from Yasmin and Aaron and Terry and Cheryl from the old days. Tutors, you know, another Shirley and Geneva and Dick. Dick, I think you're one of my favorite people in the whole world, but you all show, along with the students and the board members and the tutors and the greater community, just such a commitment to something you know is really important to the community, make a difference every day. This was one of our old t-shirts. I don't think that's one of your taglines anymore, but it's like, it's your turn. And that was acknowledging all of the people who put other things first, family, et cetera, to be able to do this. I would just say, you know, you turned 35 years into $90,000. You're miracle workers. You really are. And you do miracles with the students and with each other and the community. And I just say, happy birthday. Those who know me from the past know I would likely want to sing, but I won't ruin your ears in the evening with that. So I will just say, happy birthday, congratulations, and keep going. I'm with you forever, all the way till the end. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Linda. Thank you. It's so good to see you. We miss you. So I think the person who has been with the Literacy Council the longest is Dick Robbins. He is up next. He tutors in both of our programs, both adult literacy and English as a second language. He teaches classes, he tutors one-on-one, and he is gonna speak next for us.
Okay. Well, I guess my first student was a math student, and maybe first of all, I should point out that our tutoring is nothing like school. In several ways, we do our best to certainly spend time teaching the subject at hand, but the other part of all this, which I really enjoy, is the relationship we have with the students. I think I can say honestly, I've never had a student that I didn't like. I have no idea how many students I've had. I thought a little about trying to count them once and I just gave up. I sort of lost that. You saw one of our groups that Ann Stokely and I work with, the Reader's Theater, that was in the video. So when we aren't videoing, we are actually working with them, trying to improve their reading, that kind of thing. Most of my tutoring has actually been with ESL students. I'm not sure I really know why, but it's worked out that way. Kind of an interesting relationship with La Costa Mexican restaurant. One of my first ESL students worked there, so I wandered over to have lunch there and all that. And ever since, I've gotten students from there. They just sort of, well, I won't say they line up physically, but there's always been somebody that would be anxious to be tutored, and I loved it. I guess the part that we don't normally talk about regarding just tutoring is that I would say probably in every tutoring session I have, maybe about half the time is just talking with especially the ESL students, because conversation is part of what they're trying to learn. We've, I guess the lady I'm tutoring right now, again, is another La Costa employee. I think I've known her for several years, and I've only tutored her for a year and a half or so. But I know her family. You might remember Yasmin. She came to the holiday party last year, and you talked with her quite at some length after the thing, and her kids were with her. And so, you know, she mentions Kimberly, the oldest daughter. I immediately know who she means. And one of the things they sort of like to talk to us about, I think all of us tutors, is things that have nothing to do directly with the English language. Where do I go to see such and such or find something? How does the system work to get a driver's license or something like that? So, what have I forgotten here? Oh, I guess the other benefit of the thing I enjoy about being an ESL instructor is I get to learn about a lot about different places in the world that I'll certainly never see myself. And right now I have a Chinese couple who one of the unique things about them, I have never met anybody that had such a sense of humor. Things like half the class, they're laughing through it, and they know what they're laughing at, and I do too. And the two of them, I think they're in their 40s. So they sort of make fun of each other and aren't afraid to make a mistake. This is another thing that totally amazed me. They told me a story about they went crabbing with their daughter last weekend, I guess it was. And when we met on Monday, I said, well, how about, that was an interesting story. How about writing that up? And I think most of you that tutor know that getting somebody to write anything is like pulling teeth. The next day, they both had stories, which are typed up and all that, probably about half of a page. And I thought that was wonderful. As another way, big writing is a wonderful way to really perfect language skills. But anyhow.
Well, thank you so much, Dick. Thank you for all the relationships that you have built with our students, and you make it so meaningful and personal. And I think that is sort of part of the magic of the Literacy Council, is the connections that really form the partnership that comes, the learning partnership that comes from working together. And the next speaker is actually one of your partners in crime. Ann Stokely is a board member and a literacy program tutor and teacher, but she also serves yet another function with the Literacy Council, and she's going to speak about that tonight.
Thanks, Yasmin. So one of the unexpectedly fun things I do is sponsor our ebook shop. So 2 years ago, another nonprofit offered us their bookshop platform on the Amazon.com and an inventory of 2,000 books. Luckily, with that amazing gift came an amazing team leader, and we've had her ever since, and she's the soul of the team and helps us stay in place. All of the books were moved and organized. Our shop opened in February 2019, and we ship orders every weekday. So our small but mighty team has some longtime volunteers. We have a local entrepreneur, Dana. We have a former board member. We have some retired librarians. And luckily, we have some brawn from a couple of husbands who help us do heavy lifting and moving when we need to. So we welcome donations of books from the community that are in good condition. Books in top condition sell so quickly. A donated book that sells for $20 will buy a new skill book for one of our students. So our inventory has almost doubled and our sales are strong. Additionally, and this is a new wrinkle that we've done the past year, we redistribute donated books that we can't sell, working with other local nonprofits. So Nourish NC now hands out a children's book with every free lunch. We have books that we stock the Little Free Libraries in the Wilmington Housing Authority low-income communities, and we also donate books to the New Hanover County Library for their book sales. So we recycle anything that we can't sell, and unfortunately some do end up in recycling that are not in good shape. So cheers to 35 years, cheers to my Amazon team, and thanks to everybody for donations that help keep us going. Information about the bookshop and how to donate books is on the website.
Thank you, Ann, and thank you for that plug, because it has been a miraculous new source of revenue for us, which has been incredibly helpful. in the past couple of years, and we expect it to be consistent going forward. So we're really excited about it. Next up, we have Teresa Huffman. I see her name on here. And, oh, there you are. Teresa is here tonight. She is also a former board member and is actually going to be sharing a piece that was written by one of her dear friends, who's another former board member, Mimi Rogan. Oh, unmute yourself, please.
There we go. It's an honor to be able to read what Nini submitted for today. And I'd just like to say that the words she shared resonate, I think, with all of us. She's an amazing person, and she recently lost her husband, Chunky, and he was also a very, very dear person who is involved in the Literacy Council. So this is from both of them. These days, everybody talks about all the heroes that are all around us, and there are many. But the most steadfast, kind, hardworking group of people I have ever come across are the folks who offer, and the brave humans who utilize, the services of the Cape Fear Literacy Council. I have never been as proud of anything as I have done, or having been on the board of the Cape Fear Literacy Council. There has never been a more dedicated, cohesive, or better working group, nor one with more respect for each other. I have never known a group whose focus was so laser-like on getting what was needed, whatever it took, so its students could achieve their goals. Helping adult humans struggle and strive to achieve their most cherished desires was a privilege. Every person on the staff, board, and the oh so many fantastic tutors and volunteers were focused on each student's success. With every achievement, we selfishly experience those successes as if they were our own. Being on the board meant that I could be involved in the most sacred of civil acts. That board membership opened me to a large, very wonderful and diverse conglomeration of people derived from the entire fabric of Wilmington. That service gave this transplant a way to become a part of her community. Service to your community. And I cherished and still cherish every single moment, to find Wilmington's very real heart and to call it home. Giving is always better than receiving, and I am grateful to have been involved in the best group in town. I invite anyone to come join us and discover what achievement and community are all about.
That is beautiful. Thank you, Teresa, and thank you, Nini, who couldn't join us tonight, but is clearly with us here today, and always, always. Nini has such a presence. In fact, I think several people on this call are only here because of Nini, and we are very grateful for the impact she has had. And I love how I feel like the things that she said as a former board member still absolutely ring true today with our current team. So timeless words. Thank you. Our next speaker is Vinod Rangra. He is also a former board member and a retired international businessman. So here is Vinod. Can you hear me? Vinod, are you still, you're muted still. There you go.
Yeah. So first of all, it was really my honor to be serving on the board for 7 years or so. What really inspired the core of it was the volunteers who work so hard to uplift and make a big, huge difference in the life of students, and therefore the community that we live in, because it uplifts the whole thing. And I'm also I have a high admiration for energy and commitment that our sponsor had, and the organizers who do gala and luncheon. What a fun event, and fundraisers. And I was really impressed with the organizers. I mean, there's so much energy, electrifying. And obviously the board members, we used to discuss all sorts of things, sometimes take a dab at each other and all that. It was a lot of fun attending the board meetings. And I think at the top of that, I think we have outstanding staff. at CFLC under the leadership of Jasmine. And I'm very proud to be working with all of you. And happy birthday and 35 more years to come. And it's really a pleasure and honor. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you so much, Vinod. I don't think Bill was able to join us, so our next speaker will be Lauren, who runs our, we have two Bills, but one Bill is not here tonight. But Lauren runs our ESL program, and I asked her tonight to specifically speak about our citizenship program because it was referred to in the video, and she has wonderful, she knows better than anybody how well it actually works. So Lauren, please take it away.
So I am super excited to be here. I love bragging about my students and the volunteers in the ESL program. We're doing some pretty incredible stuff. But the citizenship program in particular is going through a growth spurt right now, and it has been over the last few years. In fiscal year 17 to 18, we had 7 students become citizens. The following year, we doubled, and we bumped it up to 16 students who became citizens. I am pleased to say that last fiscal year, we doubled for the 2nd year in a row, and we helped 32 of our students become proud American citizens last year. I absolutely could not have helped prepare all of those N400s by myself. For anyone that knows anything about that process, it is a 20-page doozy of a government document. And through a partnership with the Adult Literacy COWS program, their Computers on Wheels, we were able to help all of those students not only prepare their applications, but provide a space for them to regularly check in, with their USCIS accounts, to monitor the progress, of their applications, to do rolling mock interviews with some of those COWS volunteers that I have, suckered into being cross-trained to do citizenship interviews for me as well. But I really could not, have kept up with the influx of citizenship students I'm seeing if not for that collaboration with the COWS program. So I did want to give a special shout out to that, as well as Carol Milam, the teacher that's been teaching the citizenship class for several years before my time at the council. She's been there much longer than me. So a special thank you to Carol. But not just Carol, all of the volunteers in the ESL program, especially the ones that have stuck it out this last year in particular, switching over to the Zoom classes and the online learning. It was a learning curve, not only for the students, but for a lot of the teachers as well, making that transition. So a special thank you to, all of my teachers and my tutors that are, still actively working and that came along that ride for me. I am super happy that we still have you with us. And in light of that too, we do have a few silver linings from these Zoom classes and switching over to the online format. We now have students that are studying with us from 5 different states and from 7 different countries. So this has really opened the door for us to be able to keep students involved in our program, students that used to live here in Wilmington that have moved away because of work or dual citizenship or, family members overseas or whatnot. So, there are some silver linings to all of this. We are doing some really cool stuff. And I'm pleased to say that the online program has been a big hit for a lot of our students. So that is definitely a branch of the program that we're going to keep up and going, even when things do, return to normal. So special thank you to all of my volunteers, the COWS volunteers as well. And just everyone involved at the Literacy Council. This really is a community-based organization, and we could not do the things that we do if we didn't have all of your support. So thank you.
That is a great point, Lauren, and I think we have an extraordinary staff. I will say that our program staff is the strongest that it has ever been, but the only way that we can be successful is because of our dedicated, extraordinary tutors and teachers who give so much of themselves to make it all possible. But thank you too, Lauren, because you're pretty amazing yourself. So next is the other Bill, our current treasurer of the board and former president of the board. We roped him in. He came to do a service project with his as an employee of a bank. And while he was there, I noticed how hardworking he was and how smart he was. And we right away asked him to join our board, and he has led us and been part of our leadership team for many years now. And we're very grateful to have Bill Sewell on our team.
Nothing about my looks.
And that too, of course.
You notice how I have the cameras cropped so you don't see that? Anyway, thank you, Yasmin. It's so good to be here with all of you, if only virtually. Yeah, I got involved with Cape Fear Literacy Council a number of years ago, and yes, worked on a project, and Dick Robbins was there helping with that project, overseeing it, making sure we didn't mess anything up. But in spite of all your best efforts, I don't think we did the job we could have done. But I was drawn to the program. My father was deeply involved in literacy years and years ago, and back in my home state of Mississippi. And so I got involved. And I've always had a heart for service, and I'd like to think I've had a head, albeit a bald one, for service. And I even wrote a piece a few years ago about a heart and a head. And when you give to an organization or you look at an organization, you kind of evaluate it both with your heart and with your mind as to what's really making an impact. And Cape Fear Literacy Council does that, and they've done it for so long, and people have been devoted to it for so long. And happy 35th birthday. But they've done it for so long, and Dick, you've been involved for so long. We had volunteers that come back year after year after year, decades after decades, and it's extraordinary, and it makes such an impact. I think of it as such a catalytic organization. And you look up the word catalyst, and we think of catalyst, we think of it quite often as people, or at least I do. But a catalyst in the world of chemistry, and I'm no chemist, and Dick, perhaps you could tutor me there, is in chemistry, a catalyst is a substance that accelerates a reaction, but it doesn't change itself. And I did that without looking at notes. But catalysts can be human. I mean, they can be not just chemical, but they can be human. And the Cape Fear Literacy Council is an organization where people come together. The students that want to learn, they want to improve their lives, and the volunteers and the staff and the board, and they come together, and everyone's better for it, and the community's better for it, and generations after that are better for it. It's such a remarkable organization. And so for the people who are involved day in, day out, and have been involved over the years, laid the groundwork for it, and are there every day, and for people who will contribute, the contributions you will make will be enduring. They won't just affect a life today, they'll affect lives for years and years and years to come. We've heard in the past testimonials about people who learn to read, and they can read to their grandchildren. There was an expectant mother who learned to read, gained those skills going to the Cape Fear Literacy Council, and her husband was so grateful because she wanted so much to read to the child that would soon be born to them. And it's passed on. So it's both in families, in the community, it leads to improved job skills, it leads to citizenship. It's a remarkable organization doing remarkable work. I'm grateful to be a part of it. I'm grateful for everybody whose faces I see here on the screen. And I thank you for letting me be a part of it, and thank all of you for your commitment to Cape Fear Literacy Council, and cheers to Cape Fear.
Cheers. Thank you so much, Bill. Beautifully said, beautifully. And now we have another former board president, Mr. Craig Snow. Craig, are you unmuted?
I believe I am.
Oh, of course you are.
You'll know it if I am. You won't have trouble hearing me, baby. Does that mean it's my turn?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, first thing that struck me when I logged on here, I'd been sending Yasmin texts teasing her, saying that I was going to a brewery for an event for the first time in months, and that I haven't had brewery beer in a while, and I might just be a hot mess when I logged on to this event. But the first thing that hit me when I logged on was just the warmth and all these familiar faces and all these people that have spanned decades and generations of commitment to this wonderful organization. And that's what struck me right out of the gate. So for everything from the volunteers that hold the hands of these students through brutal and sometimes just unimaginable situations and continue to help them progress no matter what their pace is, and some of them for years and years and years, and some of them are certainly rock stars that just vault out of the program and go on to achieve great things, but nonetheless, the volunteers that just are so committed and passionate about loving these people that need our help, and then the staff. So I just look at these faces and I just want to hug you guys big time, because I've always just been so close to the staff. And so I met Yasmin at a Christmas party at my mother-in-law Geneva Reed's house, like in 2003 or 2004, I believe. Yasmin was a lowly hippie volunteer at the Literacy Council, and look at her now. Wow, see, the Literacy Council changes everybody's life. So anyway, I've been tied to this organization basically since I moved to Wilmington, North Carolina, because my mother-in-law got involved. That's how I met Yasmin. And then, obviously, if you look at the history of people in the organization, I met Billy after I had gotten involved. But one of the reasons that I'm connected in here is because of Linda Litvinenko. I was a Leadership Wilmington student, and because of my connections, I chose the Literacy Council as my project. And she sucker punched me right into the gig, and then shortly after that she rolled out on me, and so I got to know another person, Susan, in that role. And then of course the great joy was being in that role when Yasmin came on board as the executive director. And so my heart is super warm tonight just thinking about all these relationships. So the volunteers, the staff, the things that you go through to accomplish your mission in a couple of old rundown buildings that have been nurtured and beautified, and then smashed back down and molded and mildewed and crushed and beat up and knocked away. It's just amazing. Let's move into our new building. It's beautiful. Oh no, we've got to move out because we have mold. Just the resilience and just the passion to get the job done, no matter what kind of crap you got to go through. That kind of speaks to this little bitty tiny organization, this little engine that could. That's the spirit of this thing to me. And I just love all of you. I'm so grateful to have served on the board after being getting to know Linda, and then to my time as board president. Not unlike our board meetings and sometimes in my speaking engagements, I didn't prepare for tonight, as you might expect. So you're just getting it off the cuff, just like usual. So anyway, it's just so good to see all of you, and what a beautiful group of people, and doing such good things in this community. And I expect that we'll be, if those of us that are still around, we'll be celebrating a 70th anniversary at some point. It'll be the younger folks like Danielle and Lauren that'll still be here. I'm pretty sure I'll have kicked off by then. I don't know about the rest of you, but nonetheless, what a beautiful group of people. The mission, helping adults that just missed out on an opportunity when they were younger, or folks that are new to our country and need to find a way to better themselves and the people in their community. I just, my heart is touched tonight to see all your faces, and much love to all of you, and happy 35th.
Yay. Thank you, Craig. Thank you so much. I would be remiss if I did not, I hope I can figure this out, show you this beautiful cake that Aaron had made for us. So, Kelly, if you would say something nice about the Literacy Council, I will blow out this candle to say happy birthday.
Wonderful. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, everyone, for your kind words tonight. I could not agree more with everything you said. Our wonderful volunteers, our amazing staff, our incredibly dedicated board members, and most importantly, Here's to our students, and here's to 35 more years. Happy birthday, Literacy Council.
Yes, toast.
Happy birthday.
Cheers.
Cheers. Happy birthday.
Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you for making it possible. We love you.
We love you guys.
Bye.
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 Thank you.